New format means where did all the Rise all go? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Ooh, new format, and this is actually really cool to see out here. You know, in terms of your meta challengers, Malice still looks like it's kind of sitting up on the throne out here as the literal challenger to the meta. I mean, Malice is what? Lost Allure, Darkness, Gold Sarcophagus. Really, I guess nothing too major to cry about on the floor and be upset about, but like, that's still a pretty major loss of things just to really be upset about. So that's okay. We've also got only 3 Rizal challengers out here. Now, with the loss of Rizal, you have to remember they lost EX, which was one of the biggest pieces that this deck needed in order to get things off of the ground. So you're kind of in a bad position right now with the current status quo of Rizal. But it's not that the deck is unplayable. It's just we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to readjust. You know, we're going to kind of have to think about where to go from there. Now, Primite Blue Eyes, I want you to know that only 3 of these made their way into participating for this event, and 2 of them ended up making top 4, which is an insane conversion rate for this. And it also does kind of prove that people were really underestimating this. Like, I don't know what made the OCG just forget about this deck's existence, but like they really underestimated this, and I think that was a pretty costly mistake for them kind of heading on into this new format, to underestimate the power of Blue Eyes White Drag. We also had some Fallen of Albaz action. Not really all that surprised to see this deck still kind of doing well. You know, they're on week 1 syndrome right now, or week 0 syndrome, so people are going to be throwing, you know, weird things at the wall. We've also got Dragomates. Dragomates have been performing really well. I'm kind of curious to know, though, how they are going to kind of hold up in the future. We also had 1 Memento. Looks like Gem Knights, Orcust. I don't recognize this one. We also have some White Forest, Novox and Friends, some Neptibus action, some Gimmick Puppets. Looks like, I'm not really sure on that one. We also had a Tempai Challenger. We also had some Stellar action as well. So we got some White Forest variants in here. This looks like an Ice Jade pile and some Labyrinth action. So you got a lot of really interesting variants of decks that people were bringing to the table. Not necessarily bad things, but in terms of your meta, you know, like I said, Primite Blue Eyes was just shit on for like a week. They're like, well, you know, this isn't like really good right now. You know, tier list, we're kind of having a hard time placing it. You know, EX was, you know, tossed down really low with the loss of, or Rizal lost that. And Malice was also not being treated as one of the best decks in the room out here, which I think is just crazy to be thinking about in terms of their reconfiguration and things for their format. Now, we shift on into top 8 here. Now, this is one Tempai player in the room manages to dominate the scene here and smashes down the door and says, surprise, everybody, I'm still here. That, I think, is one of the most hilarious things about this top cut is, where the Tempai at, though? Oh, they're the Tempai. They found their way into the room just fine. Now, I did say we had 2 Blue Eyes decks in the top cut. You shouldn't be surprised. Once Blue Eyes starts its grind out here, it really is a heck of a wall to build down. We also had some Dragomate action, which is good. We had Memento as well. I'm really happy to see the Memento had a very strong finish out here. The way that Memento just fights off the current meta in the OCG is absolutely stunning. You know, you hear a lot of the OCG really believe in this deck. The TCG's got different opinions on this, which I think is fine, but it's okay. See that we have our Stellar doing its job. We also have Gimmick Puppets. I don't know if this is just like a sign or, you know, what's to come, but this was very cool to see. Gimmick Puppets being a strong competitor out here. Okay, maybe this is just some week early 1 syndrome stuff. And only 1 Malice found its way into the top cut. That's awful in terms of your conversion. Like, I do not like that low turnover at all. But overall, I mean, this is neat. This is different. This really is really shocking to see. We'll see how Alliance Insight really tosses a wrench into this. Let's pass it on over to your deck list. Starting things off here, we have the power of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, I see that a lot of these builds have been cutting Redox. Redox was a little cool guy out here. I don't think he did much to really kind of promote the game plan of the deck. It was just like, hey, you know, you can Gold Sark, banish this, and then go search for the Primite Dragon, and you were loading down the deck with, you know, more bricks. And I don't necessarily want to be doing that all that much. I see we're also playing one Drill Beam. Okay, one Pot of Prosperity for filtering. We also have the Skill Drain in here to kind of tear through things, but I also see we're doing the Cosmic Blazar in here instead of the Stardust Cipher. It's interesting. I also see we're all playing the other Primite monster in here as well, so we can actually step into this if need be, and we're also side decking the other Drill Beam. I guess looking at this, they just deemed that he didn't need it. And I see we're also playing a Trishula in here. We're also playing the old vanilla Blue Eyes. Okay, well that's very unexpected, I suppose. Next up here we have some Tenpai action, you know. The fact that they still have triple Sengen Kaiman over there. The fact that the OCG deemed Tenpai not an actual threat to the meta is so terrifying, actually, because Sengen Kaiman's nuts. But I also believe that they might have left Sengen Kaiman alone as a nice little Dragon Maid assist out there, because let's be honest, you know, being able to Sengen Kaiman into a Kitchen Dragon Maid is pretty cool. It literally just gets you to all the little engine pieces that you need. So you're also doing the one Dora Drago. We're doing triple Genroku in here. The fact that the OCG can make Baron to floor with this deck actually is still so nuts. I also see that we are playing Solemn Strikes down here as well. A very, very nice little assist to put that pressure on your opponent so that you can do the thing. And of course, a Wall of Lancias, because you know you don't want to lose to Malice out here just ruining your day. Okay. Ooh, we have more Blue Eyes action for you here. Now this build chose to actually play a Magna Hut in it. Interesting. The fact that we're also playing one Magna Hut, we're playing one of the trap card to actually get like a little board break kind of going is fine. I see we are doing the Sanctum package down here, which is really good. I also see that this build pushed the Purges into the side deck. I think that was also the case earlier as well. Like, maybe Purge just doesn't have as much use as it formerly did out here. I guess if your opponent's rolling Scythe Lock against you whenever they can, it's just kind of a shitty day all the way around. There's not going to really be too much that you can do about it. And of course, in OCG, it must be nice to have access to Link Karibo out here. Link Karibo being able to just be that nice little piece that you can just go, oh, hey, you know, I can go ahead and bounce off of this. Like, what are you going to be able to do? That's so crazy to think about. Also, we are doing the Chaos Hunter down there as well. Okay, I see you. Next up is our Malice deck, and yes, it did make top 4. In terms of names in the deck, we're only doing one Chessie Cat. I also see that we are doing one of the cool new little Mud Skipper guys that we got. It's not old Mud Skipper, but actually kind of gives you some interesting little value to what you can do. I also see that this build is playing a Salesman in here, so I guess that's kind of cool. Nib, I guess, becomes a little bit more terrifying to this deck if I had to guess, right? This deck looks so bad, though. Like, they didn't lose much at all. Why is the OCG just not so afraid of the Sky Striker package? Like, the Sky Striker package is just so much infinite value out here, but, like, it just doesn't come up on the OCG side. Meanwhile, the TCG is like, gas, gas, gas. You know, we gas, 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 turbo, turbo. Also, I guess this looks about as concrete as you're going to get in a very early stage list here, at least for this. I guess Apollosa still is a very good card. And our last list here is Memento. Now, I always say every time we look at these Memento lists, the most exciting things are, you know, how many Goblin spell cards are we going to be playing, and then how many of the Goblins are we playing ourselves. We're playing 1 Goblin, 0 of the spell card in here. We are doing some Apollosa action down here in the side deck. And I see that this build actually was playing Vidos down here in the side deck. I guess if you were the gimmick puppet player and you ran into this duelist, you just looked at them straight in the eye and you're like, you're the one guy in the room playing the out to my field spell. Like, you're a monster as it is. And like, yeah, I know. And they just get wrecked by it. I love some counterplay action out here. It is... It is actually hilarious just to see what you can kind of bring to the table out here and just ruin the challenger's day. But that is everything that we have for our new format tournament action. And I'm excited to see what else is going to come. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.